There was a question on Friends Using IQ on Facebook about whether we could digitize a certain design in IntelliQuilter. So this was my approach, and it works. So I'm going to Design So Quilt, Start New. And then I want a block pattern and enter the rectangle manually. And I'm fine with the 10 by 10, so I'm going to just say Continue and Finished. And then I want to go to my geometric catalog. And just find the arc. And I have lots of extra stuff in here. Just the plain arc. Continue. And I'm going to put it in one corner and stretch it. So click Stretch, click the anchor point, and drag it down. And I really don't want this 2 inches high. I played with it already. You could just keep changing the height. I'm going to change it to, oh, wait a minute. Undo, undo. Because I stretched it. Let me stretch it again. And that wasn't the orientation. I need to update it so it does the changes from this orientation. So my height, I want to just change it to 1.5 inches. Enter. And I'm going to move it back down into the corner. And then say Finished. No, I don't want to add another one. But I am going to copy this one. Continue, just move it down. And this one, I'm going to change the height to 1 inch. You can play with this so that it looks the way you want it for spacing. I'm going to go Move and pop it down into the corner and Finished. I'm going to copy this pattern and Continue. I'm going to just move it so it's sitting on top of the other one, and I'm going to change the height to this time to 1/2 inch. And move it again so it's sitting down in the corner. And Finished. I'm going to copy all 3 of these at once now. So this one, this one, this one. Continue. Rotation. And I'm going to do 90 degrees. And move it. And snap it into the corner. Finished. Now I can copy all of those. Continue. I'm going to do 90 degrees twice and move and snap it into the corner. I'm not going to combine these yet because I want to copy these arcs for my continuous curves. And I really didn't need all 4, but if you wanted to make a square block, then you could do it this way. I'll end up deleting one side. So I'm going to say Finished. And then I'm going to repeat patterns. I'm going to choose the left-hand side. It could be the right-hand side. It doesn't matter. And I want 1, 2, I wanted 3 repeats, and let's try it at 1 inch for our distance on the X. Enter. That's not quite big enough. So let's try that a little bit bigger. What I'm looking for is this one to come really close to my center point. And that's pretty close. I'm going to say Finished. And it's not quite as close as I would like. So I'm going to select all of those arcs. This one, this one, and this one, and this one. Continue. And I'm going to stretch it. No, actually I think I will scale it just up 1, and let me move this back so it pops back into the corner, and it's pretty much sitting there on that center point. I couldn't get much closer, so I'm going to say Finished, and then I'm going to copy patterns again. I'm going to do this one, and this one. I don't need that one out there. Continue. And then I'm just going to flip X and move them I'm going to grab that point and snap it right there so that they meet in the center. Going to say finished. And now I want to repeat this pattern. No, actually I would rather repeat that one. Continue. My Y repeats, I want 6 of them if I remember. So I'm going to put in 6. I could type it in. And again, I want this one to be sitting pretty much on the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want one more repeat. My Y distance, let's take it down to 1 inch again, just to see where we are. That's not far enough. And that's pretty good. I'm going to say finished. And again, I can modify this, 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 this. Continue. And scale it up just a little bit. And while it's all selected, I want to change to move and grab that point and snap it back into the corner. And that's going pretty close to the center. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to say finished. Now, I'm going to copy these arcs that are going to be the boundary of my curved cross-hatching. I'm going to say continue. I'm going to zoom out and move that off of here. Finished. And I want to combine those so that they're one object. Continue. Continue. Uh-oh, that's not good. That means something is off. So let's go back out of there. Yes, I'm fine with that. Let's delete these guys. And I need to go find that because I want this to match those arcs exactly in my pattern. So that corner looks pretty good. And it's possible somehow it moved when I was bringing it over, but it shouldn't have. Let's zoom out a little bit. It's on that bottom corner. There it is, right there. Modify pattern, this one. Continue, snap it in there. And then let's look at the top again. I'm going to stretch that because it shouldn't have changed sizes. There, and then pan up to here and grab it and snap it into place. While we're here, let's just go ahead and check the other corners. I didn't have this problem when I was doing it on my machine, but I've got it here as well. So select this one. Let's go back over here because it was snapped in. I would have just stopped the video, but if you run into this problem, I want you to know how to fix it. Continue. I'm going to stretch because this side is good, so that's my anchor point. Pan over to the other side and snap it into place. I'm not worried about these out here. Because I'm going to be clipping them off anyway. And it looks like I'm good now. So zoom full. Let's try that again. Finished. I want to copy the arcs that are going to be the boundaries for the curved cross-hatching. Continue. And then I want to move it off of here. Finished. combine the pattern, this one, continue, and finished. And I'm going to say finished with add edit pattern and go to add edit block. I want pattern to block, and this is the one I want. Continue, and now we're going to just let it sit there for the moment. I'm going to pan back over here. And I'm going to combine my curved cross hatching. I'm going to combine the stuff that's going across this way as one object, and then the stuff going this way is another one. It just worked better for me when I was doing it. So I don't need the outside. These are my boundaries. I don't want to clip those off. So I'm going to say finish with the block, add edit pattern, combine pattern. I want this one, continue to this one, swap start and end, continue a stitching line, this one, continue a stitching line, this one, swap the start and end, continue a stitching line, this one, continue, and this one, swap start and end, continue a stitching line. And I'm finished with that one. And then I want to combine the ones that are horizontal. So I'm going to combine this one, continue, this one, swap start and end, continue a stitching line, this one, continue a stitching line, swap start and end, continue a stitching line, continue a stitching line, and swap start and end, continue a stitching line, and finished. Okay, now I'm ready to use that block that I created. So I'm going to say finished, edit block, modify block. I need to zoom out so I can see it. I want this modify block, I want this block, continue, and I really want it to pop right into the corners. It should be sitting right on top of that outside arc, and that's why I didn't combine it with it, because I'm going to use this as a clipping block, and if it was sitting right on top of it, it would most likely clip at least part of it, possibly all of it, and I don't want to do that. Zoom full. Finished. So now I'm going to say add block, clipping block, and I want to select both my vertical and my horizontals. Say continue. I want to select an existing block, and it's this one. Continue, and there it cleaned it all up, and my edges are for then following that arc. I'm going to say finished and accept. Yes. At this point, I'm going to save all of this, or just move it off to the side so I have a copy in case I mess up. So I'm going to say add edit pattern, copy patterns, select all, continue, zoom out, and move this out of my way over here, and finished. Finished. Now, the pattern that we were making was a 3/4 block that had this part cut out of it, so I need to have a block that's going to cut it out of there. So I'm going to say add edit block. I'm going to just copy this block, continue, and then I want to rotate it, and I only need 45 degrees, so I'm going to go rotate, and then move it, and where I want it to be, well, it looks like it's right there, so I want it to come right up there in the middle, and I want it to be coming right into the corner, and it is. So all right, before I do my no-sew zone, I want to change some things in here, because otherwise it's going to try to sew to here, it's going to sew around the corner, flip it up and around. But before I do that, there's one more thing I want to do. I want to see where my start and end points are on my cross hatching. So let's modify the pattern, and this one, my start and end points are on top, and I really don't want them there because I'm going to be clipping stuff out here, so I'd rather have them down here where they connect. So I'm going to say continue, and I'm going to flip those on the y-axis, so now my start and end points are here. And then I also want to look at these guys. They're on the side. I can just go ahead and swap the start and end points now. I could do it later, but that works. Finished. And now I need to do some splitting, whoops, and combining. So let's say split pattern. So right here we come into this, and it would try to come over here, so it would stitch up and around. So I want to split inside where I'm going to be doing my no-sew zone. Split. I'm going to split here, split. I should be able to combine those two. This one, continue, this one, continue. Continue a stitching line, finished. I need to split up here. Just needs to be inside my no-sew zone area. Split. Now let's combine patterns again. This one, continue to this one, continue, continue a stitching line, finished. And I might need to start, let's see, this is okay because it dead ends in here and it doesn't have anywhere that it comes back up to. So I'm finished with that. Finished. So now I'm ready to add my no-sew zone. So I'm going to add edit block, add block, no-sew zone, and it's this, 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 and this. So I don't really want to do anything out here to these arcs. I'm going to say continue. I'm going to select an existing block. I want this one down here. And I don't think I got it. This one. Continue. Zoom in. This arc right here is that block that I still have sitting there. It looks good, so I'm going to say finished. So with the jump stitch, I would have 4 jump stitches, and that's with my threshold at 1.1. Where do I have to go before they go away? I'm going to do continuous though. Transition type continuous. I'm going to say continuous, so I can just say accept. And yes, I do want to commit the transitions. And there we go. So I could actually just get these blocks out of here. I'm going to modify them in case I want to use them again. Can't do it. Can't do more than one. So continue, move it, just so it's select this one, continue, move it. You don't have to do this, it's just going to make it easier for me to see what I'm doing in here with fewer. There. Finished. So now I'm ready to start combining patterns. Finished. Add edit pattern, combine pattern. I want to start down on a corner because this is where it's going to end. So here, but I really want my start point down here. So I'm going to swap the start and end, continue. This one, I do not want it to jump or to travel down there. So swap again, continue. This one, swap, continue. This one, continue. That one, continue. And that one, continue. I'm going to say finished for right now. Undo. Let's try this. Continue. Go to this. And that's still going to be the straight line where my square was before, so I'm okay with that. Continue. continue a stitching line. I'm going to say finish just because it makes it easier because I don't have as many starts and ends in there. So I want to see this. So where did it end? So this is the hardest part, is figuring out your path. I don't want to combine. I know it ended there, so let me zoom in, and what I'm going to do is split this pattern. I'm going to go split pattern, the arc that's right in here. So I want to split it right at that start and end point. Right there. Split it out. And I'm going to split it down here as well. And there may very well be a better path than what I'm doing here if you want to sit and take more time with this. But split, zoom out. And I'm going to copy that in case I need it again. So continue, let's just set it out here, because I most likely will need it again. Finished. Now I can combine this, continue with this, swap the start and end, continue with this, continue, say finished because I don't know. So combine again, that's this, ended there. So continue, go to this, swap the start and end. So that's on my straight line again. Continue, continue a stitching line, pan. I am going to, actually this is my end, I'm going to come down here, it's going to overstitch here again. So let's go to here, continue, continue a stitching line, zoom out, do this, continue, finished. And I want to bring this pattern back in because I haven't caught down here. Finished, so I want to go combine this, continue to this, nope, to this, undo this, here, oh sorry, continue this, swap start and end, out, continue this, continue, and this, continue, and finished. So let's look at how this would stitch out. Finished, finished, sew quilt, this, sew quilt, this one, continue, let's zoom in, preview, finished, and I'm going to speed this way up. And start. And you could make your path different than from what I did mine. My goal is to have as little overstitching as possible, but you will have some no matter what you do. So there's my try at it. I'm going to go ahead and load the video. I will also load this design. I have not stitched it out, so if you want to try it, make sure you test it.